Hey guys, so I hit 1,000 subscribers the other day. Really appreciate the support, fellas, and also a lot of love from my regulars. Hey guys, how you doing? It's Henry at Mowers and Blowers. So you guys know this is my Varadrive LTV10 by Craftsman. Today I removed the rear end, transmission and all. This brake assembly over there works. You engage it and wheel stop, so brakes work. Check out the pulley for the transmission. How am I going to remove this? I don't even know if there's a stub there, man. Linkages feel funny. The shifting rod doesn't go anywhere. Like it is loose, but it doesn't go into gear or anything. I'm gonna go measure and see if my John Deere transaxle fits on those two right there. This rod here from the front is the brake. Push the brake down, this thing pulls onto that lever, stops the tractor from the brakes. How am I going to get that off? How? How is this going to come off? Transmission does work though. You know how I know? Because I managed to get it into gear. Check this out. Look at the brake. So it's just a matter of getting this off and putting another pulley on. But how does one get this off? Today I sold my Craftsman chipper shredder 5 horsepower Tecumseh engine thing that you guys know I was working on the other day. Guy came from Mattatuck. Wow, what a hike, man. Anyway, hopefully this thing will go to a new home. See you guys later. So I successfully removed the front crankshaft double pulley bolt out, right? However, it's not budging because I'm sure that entire shaft is just fused on there with rust over the years. You know, it's not going to move, it's not going to come off, and so I'm just going to leave it there. Yep, that's right. I'm going to leave it there even without a bolt. So I've got a couple of options here. One, I could just drive the drive from there through these pulleys here. And while I thought this center double pulley, I thought the top one was all rusted through, but then I actually removed it and took it off, and it was fine. Let me get a better shot of it over here. So it's fine. I thought this one was rusted to nothing, but it's good. And then run another belt from here to the where's the transmission? Oh, right. So here's the transmission, and I couldn't get this rusted piece of junk off, so I was banging it. It came off the nut, right? And then I grinded it like that, and look at that. So this is, it's almost off. Oh, look at it. See? It's moving. All right. I don't want to cut my hand. Yeah. Yeah, baby. See? So I just grinded one side of it without touching the, I might have touched it a little. And then took a hammer and chisel and just banged that part out there. You know, it doesn't look all that bad, you know. I probably could have banged it out better, but whatever, works, you know. I got it off. Look at that. That was a pulley. Can you believe that? This is what water and rust will do to your equipment if you leave it outside. Pete Lombardi, if you're listening to me, and I know you are, cover up your shit, man. Moisture will rot your equipment. All your shit is outside. All right. Well, look at that, man. So I'm gonna get another pulley for this thing. You guys want to just leave me some comments, you mud mower guys. So if I wanted, obviously I'm just going to make this like a fun driver, you know, a driver. So here are the options here. So that's the drive pulley. This was the mower deck pulley, right? I'm not going to use the mower deck pulley because I don't have a mower deck, because I don't want a mower deck anymore, all right? So is it that the thing will go super fast if I run the drive belt on this, right? The big pulley, the bigger pulley in the front, the faster it'll go, right? So if I use this as the drive pulley, put the belt over here, run it to this pulley, this idler, which I can adjust through the PTO, right? I can I can just use this as a clutch, basically, right? To power the machine, and have the long thing go all the way to the back of the tranny to the new pulley. Now, let me ask you this. Does the new pulley, is this supposed to be really big to be fast, or a small pulley to make it really fast? I'm thinking big pulley there, small pulley here, right? That means this will spin super fast and the wheels will go really fast, right? So a smaller pulley than that, of course. So if I got one like around that size, would that be good? And then here's another issue, because if I use this pulley on the bottom here, right? Obviously the drive belt is going to be 5 inches lower. Is that going to be a problem here? You know, because, you know, it's supposed to be 5 inches higher, right? So if I stretch that belt going upwards, is it going to slip off or something? Or should I add 5 inches to that? Right? You guys know what I'm saying, right? You know, do I make the transmission higher so that it matches the height of the, well, I'm sorry, not higher, lower. Yeah, I have to make the transmission down here so that the pulley's around here, right? Because if I put it the way it is now, the pulley will be up here and it'll touch this, right? Or should I do it from original, keep that, it's not going to be super fast, but, you know, keep that and have it run to here, add another belt from here to the new pulley, right? I could do that. And this can be used, the clutch can be used with this handle here. But that doesn't have so much play, you know, it only moves like from there, 1 inch, like 2.5, 3 inches it moves. That's the amount of movement it does. And so, as you can see, even if I stretch it all the way, right, belt's still really loose because the idler here is the it's the brake bar. See how the brake bar moves? That's it, and that's it. It won't move any more than that. That's already full tension. So, I mean, I'd have to make the belt tighter, obviously. But so that's what I'm gonna do, man. I'm trying to figure it out, but I guess the next thing I got to do is find a pulley for that one and probably weld it on there, you know, because There ain't no threads to put a nut on, and obviously this used to be a E-clip, right? And there's no place to catch the E-clip anymore because it's rusted away and banged and all that stuff, so an E-clip wouldn't even keep that on there. Here's the keyway. So I'm just going to weld a pulley on here. I'd have to fix this tire too. Remember, these wheels won't come off, they're fused. Now if I use the drive pulley, right, I was going to cut this pulley off. I was going to just grind this part off because this rubs against my drag link, which and obviously if I use that, I don't need this anyway because I don't have a mower deck. Anyway, guys, let me know what your ideas are and what I should do in accordance with, you know, the size of the pulley for the tranny, size of the pulley for the crank. Which one should I use? Let me know. So I remembered I have a Hydro Trans Tecumseh from Pete Lombardi. So I just I took the pulley off of that one. And there it is. Even has a fan on it too. Problem is, hole's too small. And this is splined on the inside. See that? Splined. I don't have a drill bit wide enough to make that hole bigger for that. So maybe I should go find another pulley or make this one bigger and weld it on there. The only other pulley I got is this one here. This was from a Tecumseh push mower. It was the drive pulley for an old one. It has a bearing in it, you know, and also it's a 3/8. So if you took a 1/2 drive belt, it would slip off. It wouldn't even fit, you know. Unless I put a 3/8 belt from there to there, it would probably just fall off, right? Or break or something like that. Maybe it wouldn't, I'm not sure. But now I'm thinking, hey, maybe I'll just take that pulley off and put it on there, right? And just run one long one from the tranny straight to the big one here. It would really be fast, huh? That might be a good idea. Well, that doesn't fit either. Hole's too small. And this is a lot more to drill through, which I'm not going to do. Or I could grind that down to make that fit. I could do that. Then I explored getting my John Deere tractor transmission. Maybe I'll take that pulley off there, but then I measured, and this is just 13 inches. That doesn't seem right, does it? Yeah, it's 13 inches from hole to hole. The John Deere is 19, so that transmission is not going to fit on this one. But I'm going to go see if I can take the pulley off of that one. Now I'm in my shed. Here's the John Deere tranny. Like I said, the holes in between the holes, it's 19. Look how big the pulley is. It's about the same size as the pulley on that one, the one that was all rusted out. This center also looks too thin. So I don't want to go through the trouble of taking this off, right? And I don't want to go through the trouble of taking this off and, you know, it's still too thin. This looks like it's rusted on pretty well too. My garage is just an absolute mess with this project. But I will admit to you, I am kind of excited that I'm finally starting my first mud mower project, you know. Converting this thing to a mud mower is the only option I have, since I don't have a mower deck to it. I thought it'd be kind of fun, you know, especially with the pulleys and stuff. Never really dealt with the pulleys so much. So what I've thought about doing now, finally, is taking this pulley, which is a lawnmower, Craftsman Eager 1 with the Tecumseh engine push mower. It had a back rear drive that didn't work, and so I kept this pulley from it. As you can see, it has bearings in it, so it moves, you know. This actually fits right on the shaft perfectly. So I was thinking about just welding the shaft, which is trashed. It's like a stub. There's no groove to put the E-clip on there anymore. So I was thinking about just welding this thing solid onto the bearing, and then welding the bearing to the pulley. The problem I have is, remember, this is a 3/8 V-belt pulley, so you know you need a 1/2 inch belt for these 1/2 inch pulleys. But I'm thinking, hey, if I got no choice, I'll just run the 3/8 belt and see if it's strong enough to pull, which with the torque and the amount of force from that engine, I doubt it, but I'm gonna try it anyway. But I have another alternative. This is a 1/2 inch pulley, right? And this is off of, this had the fan on it. This is off of the Tecumseh hydro drive transmission that I took off. So I was thinking about doing that, you know, welding this one onto that. Following what I'm saying? So then I could just put the 1/2 inch belt over this pulley, right? So we're making a stack pulley. My concern though is, I know this is metal or steel or whatever, and I think this is aluminum. So I've tried welding aluminum before, and it doesn't, I mean, I can't do it with the welder that I have, you know? So I don't think it'll stick. But you never know unless you try. It's kind of dirty there, so I'm going to clean it. Boom! Super clean, man. I'm going to take it off now and clean that shaft a little bit. That way the welds will adhere better. Welding surface clean. I've got it all hooked up. That's my Harbor Freight Tools welder, arc welder. It's the cheapest one they got. I think I got it for $89 plus the 20% off, so I think I paid like 80 bucks. That's a good deal, man. I've used it a lot. I even lent it to Pete Lombardi, and you know, it seemed to work okay. I've got a thicker flux on there. They changed it for me. But anyway, I'm going to do a couple of tacks between the bearing and the shaft, just to try. Wish me luck. Doesn't seem to be grounding. I did a couple. Let me just take care of the sides here. I'm not using a mask. I'm just positioning it where I need to go, and then I just shut my eyes. kind of guesstimate a little too, you know, where it is. I'm not a good welder. Getting better though. Everything's practice, you know. Yeah, I don't think it's sticking, man, because this is aluminum. I'll work on it. Some of the ugliest welds ever. But you know what? I'm pleasantly surprised that it's holding, because like I said, I think this is aluminum and it's not really supposed to hold. But I think what it is the bearing and the shaft is metal, so it's adhering. I really haven't tried testing this aluminum to steel yet, see? But I did clean it up, see, as you see, and I think it's holding pretty well, you know? Next I'm going to try to just do a couple of tacks on this to that. I'm going to make sure it's centered properly, otherwise it'll wiggle. Major flux dump right on it, all over it. I'm going to bang it a little and see if it comes off. Well, it's uglier than hell, but it seems to hold pretty well. It's on there, you know. Put a grinder to it just to see if the welds would come off, and they're pretty solid. Just polish the edges there. So I think I've got it centered pretty well. You just look at the part that's sticking out, and you want to make sure it's even all the way around, you know. And you rotate it and see if it wobbles, but it doesn't. I think it's pretty good. And I'm going to try to do a couple of tacks from steel to aluminum. I'm doubtful that it'll stick, but we'll give it a try. So far so good. I'm missing the seam, because remember, I have my eyes closed, so I'm blind. How about that? Obviously it doesn't stick. So on the steel pulley, it welds to the steel just fine, right? But it just doesn't stick to the aluminum. So that's that. I guess I'm going to run a 3/8 belt to the 1/2 center pulley. So I just put the tranny sort of back on. I didn't tighten the bolts, but I just put it back into the brackets. And I don't think it's going to work because, like I said, that pulley is for a 3/8 belt. And, well, number one, I don't really have a 3/8 belt that'll reach to at least there. Definitely don't have one that reaches all the way over here. And also, because of the size of the pulley that's so small, hits the shifting gear here. So I've got some issues that I need to work out, you know. If I plan on using that, I'm pretty sure it can only go up to the inner part there. Because if I stretched it all the way to here, there's quite a height difference of like 4 inches or so, 4 or 5 inches that go lower. So I'm thinking if it's stretching all the way over there, it'll slip off because that pulley's too high. Big pulley's too low. The only thing is I could just use a small pulley, the drive pulley, and just go straight over, but that doesn't make any sense because it'll slip off. So I'll have to get a belt that goes from here to there, which this technically is already, but it seems to be extremely loose. Or here to here, and then there to there. But there to there has to be a 3/8 because otherwise it's too big. I've got some thinking to do. I'm up to here. I'll stop here and listen for your ideas. See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.